Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of Internet Friends, the episode where basically cats ruin our lives.
Oh, so
Or make
true,
them
fam.
better.
I have a new cat. You can actually see him in the corner of my camera right here. He's great. His name is Wesley. He is a chaos demon, just like any animal I would ever own.
Sweet
I
baby.
mean, they have to be.
Exactly. And if you're,
It's no fun having a well-behaved animal. That's why I refuse to train any of my pets.
Yeah, exactly. It has nothing to do with your inability to be responsible for another life form.
Absolutely. No, I've just got that Supergirl energy. Both me and the dog are drunk constantly.
Well, that's just how Bo is. Bo doesn't.
True.
Bo's high on life.
And other things. I got CBD chewies for him over 4th of July, and then no fireworks went off where I was, so I didn't have to.
So now you just give it to him. Just like, here you go, buddy. Just chill out. I don't want
to.
It's like
I've been eating them.
I was gonna say I only want to do a 2-mile walk today. I don't want to do a full 5K. So like I'm just gonna give you a gummy and just have you chill out.
Yeah.
Speaking of chilling out with animals, our homework assignments.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this homework assignment was assigned by me, and I had us play Crash Bandicoot N-Sane Trilogy, which the main reason I decided to assign this is because it was like $5 on the Steam Summer Sale. And as somebody who didn't grow up with a PlayStation console, this was a game franchise that completely passed me by. But there's some interesting things about it I really, really, really want to talk about. But I'm going to go ahead and start by throwing it over to Seth, because Seth has a lot of experience with these games.
Yeah, these were my favorite games when I was growing up. I have played them hundreds of times. I have opinions, mostly about the third one, because that one, playing them back to back to back and actually paying attention this time, which I haven't done in a long while, that one I think is the weakest. But I'm actually more excited to hear from both of you as to what level made you quit the first game.
It was somewhere after the first mini boss.
Okay.
I think I was getting ready to get off the first island, and just like it just got to a point where it's just like there's a lot of things I want to talk about in regards to this game, and specifically gaming as a whole. But like it's really funny how this game lulls you into a false sense of security of just like, oh, this is super simple. It's literally 3 buttons and just movement and totally fine. And then as you progress through, like, it's just like there's no upgrades, there's no power-ups, there's no special items. It's just you have to master these 3-4 things, and we're gonna find ways to make it harder for you.
Yeah. Bree?
I'm excited because I feel like we have like all kind of slightly different perspectives, because very similar. I did not grow up with these games at all. Like as I mentioned before, I have 4 siblings, so the consoles I had are whatever my siblings had. I never had my own console until I was like in my 20s. So I hated every second of this. I hate these games so fucking much, and there is not a moment.
This is the energy I needed from you, Bree.
Playing these games.
This is the energy I needed from you, Bree. Thank you so much.
These games. And I also want to say that I wanted so badly to give each of these games a fair shot. My goal was to play at least all of the games for 2 hours each, because I had heard that they're about like 8 to 10 hours each, depending on how you play them. I made it to 2 hours total. 2 hours total.
Wow.
Because I was like, I fucking hate this. To answer your question about the first game, I gave up shortly after the auto run on the boar, because oh my god, how fucking annoying is that?
That was a pain in the dick, especially because like literally every time you get to like one of the ones with the shields running at, and like the moment that you come around that corner, he's like right where you don't want him to be.
That is exactly what got me every single time, and I was like, that's not fucking fair. I have gotten this far, and then the game over screen, I was like, I'm gonna break my computer. This is so, like, especially after a long day of work, this is not me relaxing, this is me raging and being like, dumb fucking kids. That's who like this fucking game. Dumb fucking kids.
I was a dumb kid. I was a very dumb kid.
I get
it.
Well, that's actually one of the things that I kind of wanted to bring up about the games, because I tried to just like play the first one and see how far I could get, and like maybe I can get through all 3. I basically couldn't even get that much far into the first one. I
Mhm.
don't know. So Seth, you're going to be the expert as far as like the other two games go. So I'm very interested on your
Okay.
thoughts on them. But very specifically, like I thought it's just like, man, gaming used to be specifically, it's just like you have to dedicate so much time to get
Yeah.
really good at it. And like
Yes.
today in our modern context, like there we have the need for instant gratifications as three people in our 30s now. Like it's just like, I'm sorry, I can't spend my entire day playing Crash Bandicoot. I'd love to,
Mhm.
can't.
Yeah. I can't. I
And
don't got that get good mindset anymore.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And platformers, especially from this era and even previous to this era, just completely require you to give that kind of thing. And it's the reason why platformers of this style like appeal to people who are both completionists but also speedrunners. People who are just like go both
Yeah.
ends of that spectrum. Can I get every single thing in this game given how difficult it is? And then on the other spectrum, it's just like, how fast can I get through this game?
Mhm.
Yeah. And that
So
actually was a big thing that pushed the design of the third game was speedrunners. They were in mind for that one specifically,
Mm.
which we'll get
yeah,
to.
that doesn't surprise me.
Because I think that's part of what ruined the third game. But
Yeah, I feel like speed run without the difficulty like kind of just cheapens the speed run of it.
yeah. And like the games get easier, which is also a weird thing that didn't really
Mhm.
happen
Yeah,
then and it doesn't happen now. But the first game is like Bree, you said, it's unfair how difficult the first game is sometimes.
So unfair.
Like there's a level later on that I was kind of hoping at least one of you would make it to, where you're going across like a broken rope bridge and like there's a bunch of
yeah,
slots missing. You have to jump through the entire level and bounce off of different things and do all that. If your timing is not perfect, that level sucks. I found out that you can cheat that level by hopping up on the hitbox where the
yeah.
rope exists and you can just walk all the way to the end of the level. That's the only reason I've been able to beat that level.
Yeah,
Um,
it's very weird how, because I went into these games just like, okay, I know this is like, from like the early 2000s, like late 90s platforming era. So it's just like, okay, if like you kind of figure out how you like, as long as I don't get like caught up in trying to get every single thing, it shouldn't be too bad. But even literally just getting through some of the levels are just like nauseating, and
oh,
it's not
Yes.
super punishing because like obviously if you run out of lives you have to start the entire level over instead of from a checkpoint. But even that is pretty punishing, especially when you make a certain amount of progress in the later levels. Like
yeah,
having to go all the way back to the beginning is just like, you gotta be kidding. But you also feel yourself getting better. It's just like, okay, I know the muscle memory is there.
yeah.
Well, yes and no, because I feel like that's my issue. And I just don't think like auto run levels are fun at all because it's not a skill thing. It's no longer a platformer. It's a memory game. And I just like, I cannot deal
There
with
is
that,
that.
especially adding the unfairness level to it. Because like that spot you're mentioning, Aaron, specifically, there's that tiny little hallway where there's like a gigantic guy with a shield. And I was like, how the fuck do I know where he's gonna be when I get to this point? This is like the hitbox. It's so small. Like
And
it's
he's
that was the
never
thing
in
that fucked me up.
the same place twice. Like you think he's just like, okay, this
Yeah.
time I'm just gonna zig and like, well, because like I know he's gonna be on the other end, and then you do it again. It's just like, that's not where he is.
That's
Mm.
exactly it. Like that's again, that's so deeply unfair because I was like, okay, I got through all this other stupid bullshit to get here, and then I just die at the same point towards the very end over and over again. I was like, this is so dumb. This is so fucking dumb. So I was just raging.
I hate this. This is awful. I want to. I'm a vegetarian, but I want to eat that fucking boar.
That's where I was at. That's where I was at.
But no,
Uh,
it's interesting, especially so one of the other things I was kind of thinking of going back to like the game design of it. So I don't know much about the other two games, and Seth, so feel free
mm,
to correct me, but the first game at least, as I was alluding to, is that, the mechanics are what they are. There's no upgrade for you to get, there's no power up, there's no, beat this level, get this item lets you beat this level now because now you have this new ability. It's literally just like the mechanics are the mechanics.
yeah.
Mhm.
Modern gaming does not fucking work that way.
No.
They
No.
are
No.
constantly trying to give you a new thing, and like there's the gotcha mechanics that we have in like mobile games and shooters that we have today. Obviously, like, you know, you go back to like the Super Mario franchise, and like it's just like okay, you get your 1-up, and then you get your fire flower, and like those fundamentally change how the game is played.
Mm.
This game doesn't
Yeah.
have that, or at least the first one does. I don't know about the other two games. Did they implement like item progression, ability progression?
They do in the third game, but this is another complaint I have with the third game. Let me talk about the second game real quick so I can set the stage for the third game. The second game is the best because it still maintains a level of difficulty, but the controls are tighter. It's much more forgiving with hitboxes and stuff like that. And so it's not as difficult as the first game. The third game, they did implement like an upgrade system, but the game is the easiest by far of the three. So you find yourself not using it. Like you beat a boss and you get double jump. You beat the next boss and now your spin attack can let you fly over a short distance. There's never a place where I want to use those or need to use them. So, and as well, because they were building it for speedrunners, it's the most forgiving in the sense that you can just walk around every obstacle, every enemy, because they want you to be running through these levels. So that's kind of the difference between the three in terms of gameplay.
Interesting. So
they also introduce a driving mini game, which fucking sucks.
It sounds like it sucks.
I didn't get that far, but I remember back in the day, it was the PSP era. So like the first PlayStation console I ever owned was actually a PSP. So
okay.
And nice. They actually had like their Mario Kart clone, Crash Team Racing or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And
called,
like so that was my introduction into the Crash Bandicoot franchise, and like that game was like really weird because they also had like an overworld thing where you play as Crash, but then like it's also a kart racer. Kind of, it was really weird. They did a lot of weird things with this franchise.
They really did. There was what's the Mario Party game? Is it Mario Party?
Yeah, it's Mario Party. It's a party game. Like, it's just like it's a board game style thing that has a bunch of mini games in it.
Yeah, they did one of those for Crash.
I remember the Sonic one on the Dreamcast back in the day.
Oh shit, really? I didn't know they had a Sonic one.
Yeah, they did. I remember you could play as Super Sonic as like a different character from Sonic.
Oh, okay.
It was really weird.
Amazing.
Nice. They did crossovers with the Spyro games.
Yeah.
They did a lot of weird shit and completely destroyed a franchise. But
which is funny, and this actually gets to another point that I had about it. Like this was supposed to be like the Sony mascot when it came out.
Yeah.
Like, because like this was like because it was specifically going after that Mario, that Sonic, like, you know, every console had to have a platformer because the platformers were the games. They were the system sellers back in the day. And so this was Sony's attempt at it. And I remember Crash Bandicoot was everywhere during the PlayStation 1 era. Like, it was in Pizza Hut commercials with like the guy in the Crash Bandicoot like mascot costume.
Yeah,
all
the
time.
mascot
He had the
costume.
megaphone.
Yeah.
He's like, it's stuff, Cross, turn the pizza around, and all that kind of stuff. So like they really like bet hard on this franchise, only to kind of really abandon it in the end, because by the time we get to the PS2 era, they'd start doing Jak and Dex, Ratchet and Clank. Like, they introduced a bunch of other different platforms, and they basically were just trying to, like, we're going to try and find our mascots somehow. And we ended up on God of War.
Yeah. Weird mascot. For the PS2 era, Crash became multi-platform and was no longer a solely Sony game.
Yeah, because they were Activision, which is technically third-party publisher, so.
Yeah. Well, no, originally they were Traveler's Tales, and that got bought by Activision.
Isn't Naughty Dog also involved in Crash, or is they just okay?
Yeah, I can't remember to what end. Maybe they distributed it or something, but they were involved in Crash.
Yeah, which is weird to think of Naughty Dog in terms of Crash Bandicoot, because that just is so far removed of their modern titles.
Yeah, he can't even swim.
But no, but like
that was a funny joke for like two people.
But no,
not
it was
these
funny.
Two people.
No,
but it was really funny in regards to like how obvious they were going for that platformer mascot style thing, because like it even had all the tropes. It's just like you're a character, you have to jump and fight random creatures. Everything's very linear, and you're trying to save your girlfriend from the villain of the thing in the
She's
first game.
only in the first game. She gets
Yeah.
completely removed from the franchise after that.
Yeah, I mean, problematic trope and all, but
Yeah.
even then, still. Also, like, weird how they were just like anthropomorphized. It's just like, this is what hot women look like in the late 90s, early 2000s, but a furry.
Good
Uh,
times. Any other thoughts
it
you
was
want to get to,
something.
Brie?
So honestly, my biggest thing, because like I don't want to like characterize these as bad games because I don't think that's fair, and maybe
No,
they
I don't.
are. But I will say, like, I think I don't know why you would play these games outside of nostalgia, because I'm just like, I feel like as somebody who's like brand new, like new-ish to the franchise, like I'm just like, I I like the kind of thing I was liking it to is like if a kid now showed me like his Roblox account, it was like, it's so cool, and you could do this thing, and then also this, I'd be like, yeah, buddy, that's super cool. So I feel like that would be like back in the day, somebody showing me Crash Bandicoot. So it's like I just don't see the appeal. And I will say, I think I've gotten kind of spoiled because I will say platforming is not a genre I've ever gravitated towards.
Right.
Literally ever. It's not something I grew up playing. However, my favorite game of last year was a platformer. However, it was an indie platformer. So it's just like, I feel like maybe I've gotten spoiled that my first real exposure to platformers have been
Yeah.
indie games and doing such cool, unique things with platforming. To go back to such a like rudimentary version of it, just
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore. Just like it felt again, I did not enjoy a second of these games. Like I really tried because I was like, I really want to like see what people saw, but I'm just like, I just think I flew past that point too quickly again with the not growing up with it, and then also like being exposed to different more unique platformers. This just like had
Yeah.
nothing for me. I was like, and also I think the character designs look like ass. I just like, I hate this like style of all of the characters.
I will
Looks like
fight you
ass.
on that one. I actually love
yeah.
the character design.
I really
I
like
love
the
fair.
character designs.
it is very much of its era. It has that
Yes.
Animaniacs Freakazoid, like very zany, like kind of just over the top, like late 90s, early 2000s cartoon vibe, which I love. But
Yes.
like I understand it not being your cup of tea. I will also say I feel like bringing up like kids who play Roblox and other kind of games like that. Games for kids are way different now, because when we were kids, like it was more of this kind of style of like platformer, or just like it's a simple, here's a game, very easy to understand. The difficulty is
Here's
more
a
or
game,
less,
kid. Just go
yeah,
play.
but
Leave your mother and I alone.
yeah, but like they were super super simple and linear, whereas I think the generation after us, specifically going into Gen Z, like they had Minecraft, like
Yeah.
pure sandbox style video games, and like Roblox is very much of that same ilk, like you said. Like we've talked about this when we did Breath of the Wild, but like typically I don't like open world games in general, like only because like you end up getting kind of overwhelmed with the amount of things to do, or on the opposite end of the spectrum, it's just like you're just wandering around not doing anything. Like Breath of the Wild just barely finds the balance of it, and even then, like some people would argue that they like there's not enough to do in it, and like I would be like, yeah, no, that's fair. I could see you being in that end of the spectrum. But this, Bree, to your point, there's a lot of indie platformers now, especially, but there are a lot more of the like Metrovania ilk of, again, as you progress, you unlock items. They allow you to progress through the game further, but then you can also go back to previous levels or previous areas that like I couldn't get up to this ledge before, or I couldn't unlock this thing before and whatnot. But because I played Gestalt Steam and Cinder last year, and that was a really good platformer, pretty short, but it was in the Metrovania style for the most part. And I think I resonate more with that than I do with like this kind of style of platformer, because I do like feeling like I'm progressing and getting more abilities, whereas this was just like No, like your progression is you feeling like you're getting good at something, or just like again, like the Dark Souls-ness of games of just like you're just gonna constantly be fighting this boss, and like when you beat it, you're gonna feel good about yourself, but we're not going to like give you anything to like cheese it. Really, you just have to be better.
Well, and also in
Yeah,
the
no,
first game. Oh, sorry.
oh, I was just gonna say that, like, back to the Roblox thing. I was like, I meant it more in like the feeling versus like the
Yeah,
actual style or like
yeah,
type of game. Like, it's
Yeah.
just like I'm sure these games were so cool when you were a kid, but also playing as adult, you have that
yeah.
feeling. So yeah, not to say that this game is like, I don't mean to like imply that this game is like simplistic and for dumb, stupid babies. That's not what I'm
No,
saying
no,
at
no,
all.
no, no,
But
no,
it's
No,
no.
you
like,
said those were your exact words.
Yeah,
Actually, if I
these were the
remember
things
okay,
you were
that was
directly saying to Seth. You were calling him a baby
okay.
for loving these games.
Well, that was pre-show. That's different. That's not something we say
Yeah.
publicly.
You also
I gotta
shoved,
save
you
my
kicked
image.
sand in my face. And,
It's like so. This episode, I leaked the group chat.
yeah, no, God, no.
Please no. I have a job. I have a family.
And I would like to have both of those things someday. Please do not.
Don't ruin this for me.
It was like I don't want Bo to leave me.
Yeah, and he's threatened. He's threatened. No, but what I was going to say. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I just want to add one more small point. I think the thing that I like about indie platformers, because similar to what you're saying, but like it's not even that you gain a new ability each level; it's that each level introduces a new mechanic that you have to overcome. So like the games that I thought of like from last year that we played were Bokura and oh my god, Chicken Journey. Both really unique platformers where the I mean, Chicken Journey, there was no world where I wasn't going to love that game because it's a cute chicken and I love doing that. But like, I feel like each level had like a slightly different mechanic that kept me interested and like felt like progression in a slightly different way. It wasn't like a mechanic that I got to use forever. It was a mechanic that I got to use in that level, got to learn it, and then got to kind of progress it that way. So I feel like that's kind of unique to more current platformers, where this one was just run, jump, hit this large hitbox for some reason, die, and then an auto run. So just like it's just not for me.
Yeah, and
That's
I feel like
fair.
this. I feel like the modern games that appeal to people who maybe love this would be things like a Super Meat Boy or a Cuphead.
Yeah, I love
100%.
Cuphead.
Yeah, and
Cuphead is so good.
yeah, there's like again, I for somebody who like grew up with video games and like this was the style of game that they had. There's a lot of stuff carrying the torch for it. I was more of a action adventure RPG kid growing up, and so that's why I still kind of go back to the Zelda franchise. I loved Fable growing up. I probably played Fable more than anything else back in the day, and so
Same.
platformers never really spoke to me as a kid. I think the last platformer, like aside from like a Metrovania, like I mentioned, the one I remember playing the most as a kid, and I don't think anybody remembers this franchise, was Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
I
I've never heard of
recognize
that.
the name, but
So like
probably
you
from
play
like a Scott the Woz video from years ago.
probably, but like yeah, so like the sequels of it are completely different from the first game, but in the first game it's like kind of like your Banjo Kazooie style like platformer.
Mm,
Where it's
okay.
like a lot of collectibles, you're going through a 3D world, but you're basically a Tasmanian tiger, very cartoonish, similar to Crash Bandicoot, and you're just throwing boomerangs all over the place. And as you progress, you unlock new boomerangs that have like different kind of abilities as you play. And
Yeah.
just bye, kitty.
Yeah, there goes Kit Kat, distracting everything.
Maybe.
Real star of the show is just literally just cats, and since we don't have Brie on camera, I'm the one who has to have cat butthole on the show.
I know.
And you
There's a
haven't
cat right
yet.
next to me too,
Where's
and you
that
would
cat
never know
butthole?
it.
Well, he's a minor,
What?
Seth.
Well,
Like fair,
I mean,
fair.
fair. Okay. all right.
Redacted.
Yes. Strike that
I'm not
from the
editing that
record.
out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no. So, I like again. I'm going to keep giving these games shots because I appreciate the challenge of the games, but they're definitely not the kind of game that I would typically pick up. But I wanted to because I'm very interested in going back and looking at how game design changed. I think Seth, as somebody who played the originals and then eventually also played the now remasters,
Mm.
like, what are kind of the changes between the two? As somebody who actually played them back in the day.
Not much. Really the speed run thing, because in the third game, in the originals, they introduced those like keys that would be floating up next to the level.
Yeah.
And you would get different colored keys for completing different amounts of the speed run. They integrated that into the first two games in the remake that weren't there originally. Other than that, they are pretty faithful adaptations.
I mean, obviously graphical fidelity is like when you do a remake from a game that came out like almost like 25 years ago. There's going to be a
30.
Yeah, it's pretty old. Yeah. So that's kind of what I have about it. Is there any kind of other closing thoughts people want to have on this?
One thing I forgot to mention when talking about the other two games, in terms of like progression, I agree with both of you, because if you don't break every box in a level, you don't get the crystal at the end of the level, thus meaning that level is not complete. So if I think to get to the very final level, you have to get all of the crystals, if I remember right. It's been a minute since I finished the first game. In the second game, they're like, yeah, you can still break everything, but we're just going to hide a crystal in the level somewhere for you to find. And that, I think, gave a lot of people I'm accomplishing something because of this island. I've gotten 5 of them. And instead of, where's that one fucking box? You know?
Oh, I was skipping the boxes. That's so funny. I now that I know that I couldn't progress, because I was just like, I don't fucking care about these dumb
You can
boxes.
progress, you're just never going to actually beat the game.
Oh, I'll never get that far. That's fine.
There are some levels that will only give you the crystal. Even if you open all of the boxes, it won't give it to you if you die during that level.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Jesus Christ.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
I mean, again, there are people who are just, pure masochists. They like the pain. They love to suffer. And Seth's one of them.
Again, I think I don't notice. I notice the difficulty, but this actually is a game franchise that I play to relax. This is something I put on when I want to listen to a podcast or whatever. And I think it's because I played them so much as a kid that it's just all still in there.
Yeah,
all that muscle memory and everything is just still there.
That's absolutely valid. As a matter of fact, like every now and again, I go back and play Ocarina of Time from the N64 era, and like that. Literally, that game is pure muscle memory for me. I just remember where everything is. I know how to unlock everything. Like, it's just like, okay, I started the Bigoron sword, like, side quest. It's just like, I'm just gonna get this knocked out in, like, 30 minutes. And, like, it's just like, oh, every boss is just like, okay, hang on. Okay, beat the boss. I'm good. Just, like, I played it so much, and, like, I grew up with it. It's just like, it's in my head. I know how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I'm feeling a little more empathetic towards this. It's simply like, as we were chatting about this, I was like, my first console was a Sega Genesis, so I played like the Lion King game, which is a very fucking punishing platformer.
That era of games was literally, some of those games were legitimately impossible.
Oh, so brutal. So, and I was like, okay, maybe, honestly, if I could easily set up my Genesis and play any of those games now, I would probably do it in a heartbeat. So I'm a little more empathetic that maybe it's just like truly because I didn't grow up with this, I can't relate to it in a way that makes sense to me. But like those Sega Genesis games might be that for me, where I'm like, I don't mind so much because like this takes me back to a happy time in my childhood where I didn't mind so much that like I'm never going to make it to this level and I can't save and I'm stuck here forever. So.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, nostalgia absolutely played a part in it. There were some levels when I was playing the third game, because that was the one I played the most as a kid because it's the easiest, was like, oh man, I remember playing this and turning it off and going and watching Pokemon. And like, I have this feeling of like, oh, my friend's almost back from whatever he was doing. And once he's back, we're going to go outside and go ride bikes. And like, so I was having those kind of nostalgic memories while playing this.
Yeah, for me, that's Star Fox, actually, believe it or not. Like, Star Fox was like, I played a bunch of Star Fox, went out and rode a bike, went over to a friend's place, shoplifted at, like, the local corner store, all that kind of stuff. Just stupid, dumb kid stuff.
Kid things.
You know,
Crime.
pass the statute of limitation. Also, if you're gonna steal, make sure it's a corporately owned establishment, not.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure it's corporate owned, not locally owned.
Mhm.
But yeah, I can't wait to never play this again. So I do appreciate the experience. Honestly, because I'm like, I feel like I was looking at it and like seeing if I wanted to play it. So like, I'm not mad. Obviously, it wasn't expensive. So like, I'm
Yeah.
grateful that I got to see if this would be something I like. And genuinely, it made me appreciate more indie platformers just because I feel like they're doing such a cool thing with the genre right now, and really updating it in a fun way. So I appreciate the experience, and again, I will never touch this game again. It will be uninstalled after this podcast.
That is fair, but that's also kind of the beauty of like the Steam summer sales and stuff like that, where it's just like we're able to go back to these older games at a relatively low price point that still like supports the developers and the studios. Not really trying to support Activision all that much, but
No.
like giving Activision $70 for a AAA game versus giving them $5 for like a franchise that they're never gonna do anything else with. Just like, okay, I'll make that decision.
Yeah.
Like they're not really gonna make that much money off of it at this point. It's crumbs. So, Brady, what else did you get on the summer sale?
Oh, great question. Let me pull up my Steam. I did want to mention something really hilarious very quick. So I did not realize. So anytime I play a game with a controller, I usually play with my PS4 controller. This game is not able to do that. So when I first booted up the game, I was like, oh, okay. I guess I'm using a keyboard and mouse. Which, fun fact, a nightmare. This game is a nightmare with a keyboard and mouse because of course it is. It's not meant to be played like that. But then I finally like looked up that I guess this is better integrated with the Xbox controller, and I was like, oh fuck, I have an Xbox controller somewhere.
Yeah.
And I was able to dig one up, and then it did make it a lot better because I was literally like, oh my god, my carpal tunnel, oh my god, my poor wrist, this is a nightmare. So I'm physically hurting myself over this game. But
and that's just what she does to bring you content, listeners.
Exactly.
Yes, you're so very lucky.
It's really interesting. A game that was originally designed on PlayStation is more optimized for Xbox. That's kind of odd.
That was funny.
Does not make sense, but yeah, because I'm like everything uses the PS4 controller, but not this for some reason. So, I actually don't think I bought anything on the Steam sale outside of this, so that's disappointment.
I mean, the Steam sale's kind of been like there was a lot of stuff on it. I've sent Seth a few videos of people talking about the Steam sale, mostly just trying to get him to join the PC Master Race, so we can play more video games together. But
Yes.
but no, I bought a couple of things that were on sale. I got the Final Fantasy VII remake and rebirth, which I know is probably going to consume my life at some point.
Absolutely.
Again, not wanting to support EA, but the DICE version of Battlefront 2 was like available for like $2. I was just like, yeah, I'll buy that for $2. I'm not going to pay full pop for it.
No.
Yeah. Monster Prom games, for supporting some YouTubers that I still like to watch.
I love those games. That's an excellent purchase.
That actually might be a homework assignment in the future. We'll see.
I'm so fucking down for that.
I bought Grease, which is a really cool like high art indie style game. And I think that's all I got off the summer sale, at least the ones that are safe for work to talk about.
And you had to get those while you could before Steam starts cracking down on them.
Yeah, that's a new thing. How are we feeling about again payment processors being like, hey, you can't spend your money on porn if you're gonna use our cards for it? So
I didn't know about this. I'm so sad.
Yeah, so they took down about 100+ games that basically were explicit, like adult games, because they violated.
Oh no, my library! What's going on?
So,
frantically scrolling.
What I'm doing? Oh god!
Yeah. So it's similar
to not have camera.
It's similar that happened to OnlyFans like a few years ago, where like payment processors were like, no, you can't use it to buy porn, and then like once they realized that they were going to be giving up a bag on it, they backed down, and this is kind of a similar thing. And so basically, Steam gets the ability to kind of just be like, well, can't buy these games from us. Sorry, kids. Not our
But
fault.
it's
Talk
fine
to
if you already bought them. Yes, I get to
Yeah,
keep them.
yeah,
Oh,
no.
thank God.
Steam's still doing the good guy Steam thing where it's just like if you already have them in your library, they're in your library. Although, again, you don't own anything digitally, everybody. It is technically still just a license.
That's true.
But
Oh,
Steam's always been pretty good. Granted, that being said, they're still a company who just wants your money and they're not your friends. No matter how much
Mhm.
goodwill they have, eventually they could turn on you.
super true.
One day Gabe Newell can just wake up and be like,
I'm Italian now.
I was trying to come up with a thing of shitty thing that corporate do. It's just like, I am gonna revoke all the licenses to all of your games
No,
and
please.
make you pay a subscription for them all.
Oh no.
We're moving Steam to a subscription model.
I'm amazed they haven't.
They make so much money hand over fist that like there's no way, and because they're privately owned, and it's probably the reason that they don't do as many shitty things as other like publicly traded company does. They're just like, dude, like we only have like 10 employees working at Steam. Like we just make
Yeah.
money. We literally just print money. Like
We make so much money, we never have to make Half-Life 3.
basically that is the Steam model. It's just like you realize how much fucking money we make. And guess what? We don't need to tell you how much money we make because again, privately owned. We don't have to tell you shit. We don't have stakeholders.
No. Uh,
Remember, kids, own your art.
yes. If I learned nothing else from the Beatles, it's own your art.
Yeah. Otherwise, Michael Jackson's estate will buy it.
Yep. And then you won't be able to have Yellow Submarine in an episode of Arrested Development.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I forgot they did that.
Yeah.
It's so weird, like, going on, like, Netflix and other shows, and, like, there are things I remember, like, music I remember being part of a soundtrack, but they had to change it. I think they did that to The New Guy, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, because, like, they had B2K during, like, the dressing room scene, but, like, you go and watch it now on streaming, like, they just have a generic, like, royalty-free track going. And they also did it with Supernatural on a few episodes, too.
Yeah, I think it's the entire first season. For some
Yeah.
reason, Netflix didn't get the rights to for any of the music.
Weird. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's really odd. So, you know, things to kind of consider. But yeah, regardless. Yeah. Any other kind of cool gaming things that you guys have been into lately?
No,
I
I'm
started
too
playing Gran
tired all the time.
Turismo again.
Oh, I love that.
What was that?
I started playing Gran Turismo again after
Oh, that's
like a
that's an
20-year
interesting
hiatus.
I was about to say that's an interesting pull.
Yeah, it's good. They've got a free one that's only like 4 tracks, and you unlock like 20 cars. You don't have to devote your entire life to getting a driver's license like you did in the original games.
Oh yeah, I
It's
forgot about
been
that.
nice.
Yeah, I've never been a racing game fan for the most part. Just I don't know what about them just never really spoke to me.
Just at
It's another
arcades, maybe, but still.
Yeah.
Well, then you get to actually be on the motorcycle or feel
Oh,
like
I
you're in the
love that
car.
one.
Yeah.
Remember Hydro Thunder?
I don't remember the names of any of them.
It's the
No.
boat one. So like you had the boat
Oh,
and you had the throttle.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
That one I played all the time because at the youth center I used to go to back when I was growing up, like they had that, they had NFL Blitz, they had the motorcycle one stuff that you were talking about, and like since it was the youth center, like it didn't have quarters, like it was all free play.
Remember
hell yeah.
the pod racing one that actually you drove like Anakin drives the pod racer in the
Yeah,
movie?
yeah, no, that was great.
That was so cool.
I
How
remember
much is one of those?
I remember the Jurassic Park one where like you're in the back of the Jeep and you have like the machine gun.
Yeah, and you gotta
Yes.
shoot. That was also a great game.
Then there was also like the I don't know if you guys have Fuddruckers where you guys grew up, but like
Yeah.
they always had the Area 51 light gun game.
Yes.
In the corner.
Yeah.
Oh god, what was it? Not Metal Slug, but something along those lines. It was a side-scrolling
Hey,
arcade
we can
game.
have one of these pod racer ones for $6,000.
That's
All
a
right.
steal.
Honestly, it is.
Shout out to any advertisers willing to give us $6,000. We will do a pod racing arcade episode where we all fly to
Come
Denver.
on, Raid Shadow Legends.
Let's do it. It's like we will do an episode where we all fly to Denver and play a Star Wars game, but promote Raid Shadow Legends.
Yep.
We're ready and willing.
Also maintaining our ad policy of Seth is required to write the copy and you're not allowed to approve it.
It's gonna be great.
It'll be shot in 4K high definition by me. It'll be the greatest thing ever. And then we'll have Bree there for eye candy.
Mm-hmm. So down.
Just scrolling her phone the whole time.
I was about to say we just have Bree pole dancing in the corner, like out of focus, like.
No matter how much you pinch to zoom, it never gets clearer.
No.
Yes.
Like it's like as out of focus as possible. Like, you know, I'm using like shallow depth of field, just like completely blurred out. But
You've got Vaseline on the lens.
Amazing.
Pure cinema.
So great. Remember those? Still talking about arcade cabinets. Remember those ones that were like flight simulators, and you'd like get in a big bubble. Those were rad.
I remember.
Let's go to Dave and Buster's.
No, they suck now. Haven't they closed most of them now?
I know there's still one near me, around.
Yeah, I know there's a couple of ones that are still open around me, but like they're all like just overblown versions of mobile games now.
That is a lot of them.
And then Guitar Hero.
That sucks. It's another reason I've thought about getting a PC so I can get Clone Hero. And
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I don't want to dox myself here, but there's a very cool arcade in the Chicagoland area. It's like world renowned. And it has like all of those games. It's like one of those places where you pay $20 and then you get to just play unlimited. Like it has the Simpsons game, it has the X-Men side scroller, like it has every version of Mortal Kombat. So like if you're ever feeling nostalgic and want to come out this way, that arcade fucking slaps. So.
Is 1UP still open in Denver?
Yeah, there's 3 of them now.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Actually, they might be back down to 2, but there were 3 at one point.
Well, that's I was like concerned because it's just like barcades like kind of like definitely got hit pretty hard by the COVID times and bars in general. So I'm glad they're still kicking because we went there once when we were in Denver Comic Con. That was really great. I really liked that. I wish I keep trying to find like a cool barcade that has like those classic cabinets and pinball machines and stuff, and there's really nothing like that in my area that I can find.
That sucks.
That's such a bummer.
Yep. But hey, we'll open a new brunch spot in a brewery because we have enough of those.
Yeah.
Always use more of those.
We need all of the more breweries. How many flavors of IPA can there really be?
And they're all bad.
They are.
So this week at work, actually, one of the cases that I was working. So for context, I work as a court reporter in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area. So I actually had a case that was a hearing involving basically 2 like guys who opened a brewery together and now are basically like fighting over whether or not to close the business or not. And it was like the most generic kind of like, we both really liked beer and decided to open a brewery and then realized like, oh, you actually have to run a fucking business to make it work.
Yup.
That's the hard part. It's easy to open a business. It's hard to run it.
Yeah. It's why instead of opening a business, we just started a podcast because basically just like all we do is just get on a Discord channel and talk.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't make any money, so I don't have to give you guys anything.
Except your love.
Yeah.
And the microphones I sent both of you.
Yes,
yeah. That was very appreciated.
It's just so you can do those so much nice vocals for your music album that you're going to be releasing, Seth.
So someday, yeah, that's coming. Yeah, I haven't completely shelved everything I've ever written.
Join the club. We have jackets. I'm pretty sure my LLC has lapsed, actually, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Classic millennials just not following through on anything.
Yeah.
Well,
it's kind of
listen, the world is hard enough, to be honest.
Yeah.
It really
Why bother?
It's just like I'm just waiting on it all to end. Polio's gonna get me in the end.
Oh,
If RFK has anything to say about it.
yeah. Or measles. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see
Super
what comes
polio.
first. What a nightmare.
Love it. Just absolutely love it. But hey, good news this week. Hulk Hogan did die.
Bye.
Ozzy just had one more thing he needed to drag to hell with him.
Yeah. I was watching footage from Ozzy's farewell concert going like, this is great. That man lived to perform. He's probably going to be dead in a couple weeks, right? And then 17 days later, yeah, he was holding out for that show.
He was on a category of people who just like, you know what? The fact that he made it to 71 is pretty incredible, knowing everything about that man's life. And, you know, Ozzy Osbourne was not a perfect human by any stretch of the imagination, but for what he did for music and modern, you know, what we now think of like modern rock and roll music and everything else, very influential. And for all his faults, like, you know, like he could have been way worse.
Yeah, for sure.
Hulk Hogan, on the other hand, can go literally fuck himself in hell.
Yes, absolutely. Where do we stand on Burger King foot lettuce guy? Do you think he went to heaven or is he burning down in hell?
I have no idea what the fuck you just said.
Yes. All right. Reference nobody gets. I love those. I live for those.
I also didn't get it.
We now have 2 of those.
2 for 2.
If we get 3, he gets a free Happy Meal.
Yeah.
Or whatever the Burger King equivalent is.
I'm so hungry. It's a big kids meal. Actually, I don't know what they're called. I don't remember who had the big kids meal, but there was that period in the late 90s where everyone was like, we're not selling enough Happy Meals to kids. What if we added one more chicken nugget and gave them a medium soda instead?
Yeah, no, I remember that. And like, it's like, we'll give you 2 toys, and instead of a cheeseburger, we'll give you a double cheeseburger.
Yeah.
I remember that. But like, it's just like they couldn't get rid of the toy. Like, the toy had to be the thing.
You need the toy. I tried to buy a toy recently from a McDonald's, and they wouldn't sell it to me because they're like, no, you have to get a Happy Meal. And I'm like, I'm buying an adult meal. Can I just charge me an extra $1?
I'm gonna be honest. I would have just bought the Happy Meal.
Yeah.
I would have bought the Happy Meal and just ordered like an extra hot and spicy.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. No, the look of disgust that the teenager working the counter gave me when I asked for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Hello Kitty toy, crossover toy, was all right. Yeah, never mind. I'm not pushing this.
Remember when they did Inspector Gadget and like every toy was like a different piece of the Inspector Gadget?
I built him. I completed it.
I had every piece except for the watch that was supposed to be the belt.
Oh, man. God, remember being a kid?
Yeah. Remember only wanting to go to fast food restaurants because you would get a toy?
Yep.
Gosh, do y'all remember when Obama was president and we believed in things? That's crazy.
Remember when we actually
I was doing a lot of
country?
Oxy during that time. I don't remember, actually.
Dude, you posting your old YouTube videos from 2015, like, gave me such fucking whiplash.
I know. I was like, I don't know. I was kind of like, I felt this. Every once in a while, I'll go back and I'll listen to the old show that we used to do. I'll listen to like a Comic-Con episode. And I did that recently, and I saw that show that I did. And I was like, oh, I'll watch that eventually. Got to it this week. And yeah, that was, I made some weird shit in my time, and I need to get back to that.
Oh yeah, no, I watched it. It's just like, you know, a little extra production value and like maybe more writing sensibilities could have worked.
Yeah, the production quality was intentional. I was obsessed at the time with something that I called intentionally shitty. Yeah, and so I purposely made everything look as terrible as I could.
That was a thing
because that was going to work on the internet. I guess, yeah, kind of.
Well, yeah, well, YouTube had that thing where, like, in the before times, when me, Seth, and Bree were just wee 20-something-year-olds, like, it used to be, like, if you had overly high production quality on YouTube, it's just like, it's never going to work. You have to
Yeah.
use the shitty flip cam. You have to use your shitty webcam. Like you have to be slightly amateur with it, like because even people who did do high quality stuff, it's like no, it needs to look like it was edited on Final Cut like 10, and
Mhm.
Yeah.
it needs to look like you cut it in iMovie.
Which I did. I
Yeah.
still do.
Simpler times.
Yeah.
Boy, things are getting rough if we're reminiscing about the mid 2000 teens.
Things are so rough right now. It sucks.
Remember the good old days when Trump was just talking about running for president?
That was the thing that gave me whiplash. Is like, oh god, that was a time where the idea of Trump being president was a joke.
Yeah,
It's still a joke.
It is.
It is, but now the joke's no longer funny.
Yup.
Yeah. But it was so unbelievable that it was going to happen. The skit that I made briefly mentions Trump and then moves on to just standard political parody.
Yeah.
If you call a monkey running for president standard political parody. But yeah, like that was weird. When I found that, I was like, this feels archaic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was only like what, 10 years ago?
Yep.
Holy fuck.
It's weird to think. It's weird to think now, like that was 10 years ago. It's just like it literally feels like it was not that long ago.
Yeah, but at the same time, it feels like it was 30 years ago with how much has fucking happened.
We're old now. Like we officially qualify as old.
Yeah, I feel like in the last like 5 years or so, maybe even the last couple years have just been a lot. So I feel like it's aged just even more. So just like, do you guys remember quarantine? Because I sure still have that blocked out. So just like, I'm like, God, there's going to be a moment again where like all this collective trauma hits all of us all at once. And it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, no, it's weird to think that COVID was 5 years ago.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like,
I don't remember it, genuinely.
Like, literally, I feel like the 2020s are going to go down as, like, literally just a collective fever dream.
Yeah. And we've had no time to relax, like no downtime since COVID.
No.
We're not going to get a I love the 2020s on VH1. Is VH1 still a thing?
I haven't had cable in like 15 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Does anyone have cable?
Because I remember they did I love the 2000s, and that was weird.
Yeah, they did. They did them all for the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, like a week after the 2000s had ended. And it was like, okay, you can stop this show now.
Yeah. And now it's just kind of like, yeah, like when we get to 2030, and we're just like, I love the 2020s. It's like, no, you didn't.
Nobody did.
If you love the 2020s, we know which side of history you're on, and it's not the good one.
No.
VH1 is still around, apparently. So.
Oh, good for them.
If I love the 2020s as just like a giant like montage of Kendrick Lamar, like we did something wrong.
It's just that video on a loop for an hour.
Actually, on a small sidebar, and I don't know if you've heard this discourse, but like, because I feel like neither of you kind of listen to pop music, but like, there's been no new music this year, like at all, and it's kind of a weird phenomenon.
Everyone's just listening to Chappell Roan still.
Chappell Roan and Kendrick Lamar, like, there's nothing's really charted that's like new. It's
I was about to say,
weird.
I don't think Chappell Roan has released new music this year at all.
Literally one song that didn't do that well. So.
Oh, okay. I know everyone got real pissed at Sabrina Carpenter for an album cover.
Yeah,
but I don't think she's released that either.
Yeah. I think she had one new song out, and like she's been trending for a while, but like all of her stuff is from last year. So yeah, like there's zero except for oh my god, there's a weird surge in Christian music right now, which has been very interesting. So that Ordinary song that went really popular on TikTok is absolutely a Christian song. And it's just like, it's weird. The vibes are very weird in the music scene right now.
Is that one like everyone was making fun of? Like,
probably.
To be married in a year in the summer or something like that? And
not that one, but that,
okay.
But it's similar vibes.
I mean, I was about to say, are we going back to like the Warped
yeah.
Tour era where like all the emo bands are actually Christian bands and just nobody told you?
Well, to be honest, I think that might be the case. So the song I'm thinking of, the trend was very short lived. It was like, oh, this is how the everyone was training to be the second bridesmaid because like the part of the song was like really fast. So,
Oh,
you know,
yeah, I
yes.
do remember that kind of.
That song is like still number one, and that song's actually kind of, I mean, it's new, but it's kind of old for being new, and that's the only thing that's charted in a long time. And then Benson Boone, which everyone else is making fun of. So
yeah, everyone hates him. Oh, evidently there's
suck.
someone called Jelly Roll people don't like.
Oh,
he's been around for a while though. He's been around for a while. He was.
No
my
idea.
only thing I know about is like he was on that Joe
Rogan,
like, you know, red pill comedian circuit for a while, so that's why I was just like, all right, cool,
okay.
not for me.
And he's been a feature on like every song in the last couple of years. Like he has zero standards. He's like, yeah, I'll feature on that. Why not? So
he's the DJ Khaled of country music, is my understanding.
Literally, yes, which is not a compliment.
Does he also not go down on his girlfriend?
Probably
Possibly.
not.
It's the one fact I know about DJ Khaled.
Not
mean,
that he's the best.
I get
it. Yeah. What am I even gonna do down there? There's nothing to suck on.
I mean, not if you're trying hard enough.
Oh my god!
Welcome to the fellatio section of the podcast.
Which we always designate in every podcast.
Yes, it's been a long-standing part of the show.
It's like, so now Seth will
We're going to play the theme song.
Now Seth will explain how to find the clitoris.
It's at the bottom.
I mean, depending on the position that you're in, it could be.
Oh, I love late night podcasts. This is fun.
I haven't had a thing to drink yet. But I got a White Claw eyeing me.
I was about to say, like, Bree, when you pitched the idea of doing a late night podcast, it's like, yes, I want you both as punchy as possible.
Perfect. We are succeeding.
Sorry. Yes. But no, like I the one thing I hadn't noticed that there hasn't been any new music yet this year, but I have noticed that I saw a video the other day that a lot of people have been using the audio for, which is it's really concerning that we're almost through summer and the only song of the summer we got was "It's a Jet 2 Holiday."
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, like, Seth, I've been sending you stuff from the Paradox, and they like just recorded a music video with Travis Barker and everything. You know, they're starting to blow up, so I'm excited to see what they do. But they're not really mainstream by, I think, modern standards. They're TikTok famous for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like, I don't know. Like, I'm really checked out from pop music. It's one of those things where it's just like, I only know Sabrina Carpenter because people bitched about that album cover, which I was just like, you vanilla people don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
She's
honestly pretty good, to be honest, like music-wise.
Yeah,
like,
I like Sabrina. I like.
Yeah, super fun. Yeah.
I had nothing against her. Like, whatever. I was like, it's like Espresso comes out. I was just like, yeah, I don't hate this. It's not raining my ears, but like the whole controversy around the album cover, I was just like, this is so dumb.
Well, it's the whole like people are dying, Kim. Like, I just don't understand why people are like, there's literally so much going on in the world. They're like, I can't believe a girl likes her hair pulled and she's like on all fours. Yeah, that's how you have sex sometimes.
It's just like this is so degrading toward women. It's just like, you think that's degrading toward women?
Also, have you heard any of her music?
That was the other thing. Like, I was just
there's a whole point in her show where she asked, "Have you ever tried this one?" and does a different sex position.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is
it's
that
a big
really
part of her show that people loved last year, but now she put out a cover.
Like, I was just like, we're back in the 80s and 90s again, where sexualized pop stars do something sexual and everybody wants to act shocked about it. I don't like. Why are we doing the Madonna and Britney Spears thing again? I don't understand.
It's the rise in Puritan culture that's been happening. Online.
Yes,
it's
very frightening.
I think that's most of it. Which they won't admit they're kinky, even though they will still wear a day collar.
Oh my god.
No, this collar means I'm subservient to my husband. Yeah, that's
That's
like,
subdom.
BDSM. That's
Yeah.
subdom.
That's how
That's
that works.
kink, honey.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, it's like, honey, I need to ask you, do you have a safe word?
It's Jesus, and we always keep a Bible between us both.
Jesus is a terrible
Oh my
safe
God.
word. I'm just gonna say that.
Too many syllables. Keep it short.
Yes.
Oh my God. I will say I think there's a part of it that like I have been like so out of love with TikTok recently, and I cannot fix my algorithm because I'm like, I feel like there is such constant need for discourse on fucking everything. And again, I'm just like, hey, we're starving kids in Gaza right now. Can you fucking pay attention? Like, it is so frustrating that there's such constant discourse on every, like, I have seen so much drama about individual TikTokers. I was like, friends, you're nobody. I need you to like check yourself. You are nobody. There is shit going on in the world.
It's turned into Twitch. It's turned into clout chasing, drama farming, everything else like that. And then also on top of it, like the whole TikTok store and people like specifically getting commissions off of that has ruined content. Everything's a sponsored spot now. It like
TikTok thinks I'm a trad wife.
That tracks.
They keep wanting me to sell like trad wife shit.
That tracks.
And brain pills.
I would lean into that, honestly.
Yeah? Do you think I need a rebrand?
I'll send you some...
Stop trying to make me pull a Finster here.
Why not?
I love this for you, actually. Like, in the kitchen with your little apron, making homemade bread.
Yeah.
We'll get you on hormone replacement therapy and everything else. You know, it's like, we'll get you done up really nice. You know, Emily or Bree can help you dye your hair.
Yeah. And just like, this is why feminism is bad, guys. So,
yeah.
Make bread at home for your husband.
That would be hilarious to have somebody like do anti-feminist content. It's like go that far extreme with it to be like, no, and in fact, I'm a woman. I think I'm lesser, and that's why I can say all this.
Are you talking about Caitlyn Jenner?
You know, not far off.
Yeah, shit, man. If the hormone needle fits, I guess.
Jesus. Wowee.
I hate them enough to. I hate her enough to criticize her, but I will also not misgender or dead name them.
Absolutely no.
Fair.
That's you should never do that.
Yeah. So should we end on dead naming?
Sure.
On Caitlyn Jenner, right-wing grifter.
Hey, we lost Hulk Hogan. It's like, hey, we've already gotten rid of Hulk Hogan. We only have a few more we need to hit.
Oh, that's true. Maybe a bit more than a few. Actually, real quick before we end.
Go ahead.
To end on something positive. Chit has been all over my For You page for the last couple of weeks, and that is a genuinely good thing to come out of TikTok. In TikTok's defense.
Do it, lady.
Do it, lady.
All of it.
Success.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but okay.
I sent you one.
Did you?
Yeah.
My week's been a blur.
Bistro Huddy this week.
I love Bistro Huddy. I didn't know you watched Bistro Huddy.
I was about to say, I haven't seen a Bistro Huddy like video in like maybe like probably the last year or two now.
It's still going strong.
All right,
it's still upload very frequently.
All right, I'll have to go back and look at that then.
Yeah, it's good. But seeing shit on there was very nice. So.
Yeah, I didn't read the header. The video just came up and I just started watching it. And when he drops the menu down, I jumped too. I was like, yeah!
Actually, on a similar note, I think I sent this to youths at last year, or maybe it was earlier this year, but Cheese and Quackers, which is one of my favorite TikTok accounts, did it's a homesteader who has a bunch of ducks, and she features her ducks a lot. And she did a like bachelor with her duck Gimli to find a mate. She's now doing bachelorette with her duck Peanut, who is a nightmare creature, and I love her. She's bisexual and she's a problematic girly, and I'm so excited.
I love it.
That was really fun.
I'll
See,
send it
there's
to the
good-
group chat. It'll be my only,
The only contribution.
only
this month.
contribution. Yeah, exactly.
Bree doesn't send
then
things to
I'll
the group chat for
disappear.
for like plausible deniability.
I'll occasionally like something and then never go back in it for like 4 weeks and then maybe add something, leave again.
Oh, right.
It's part of my intrigue.
Yeah, it's how I stay mysterious.
Exactly.
Again, the only reason I send anything to Seth on TikTok is just to make sure he's still alive.
And
Perfect.
dude,
here he is,
sometimes
folks.
I'm like right there and I get that notification.
It's like, oh, fine.
It's
Ha
down the
ha,
track.
LOL.
I have to stay alive to keep the streak going.
Yeah. Hey, we're at
Gotta.
like over 120 days. We that's dedication.
Yeah.
I love that.
Married to the game, but I'm committed to the bit.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Gorgeous.
All right. So, Bree, what's our next homework assignment?
Well, I have hinted at this before, and I think it's finally time. I think it's finally time for our music episode, and I want us to make playlists. And I will say a couple caveat here, and I might add some stipulations shortly, but I think because none of us use the same streaming service, so
Right.
I think maybe the easiest way would be to make like a YouTube playlist. And it doesn't have to be an individual playlist for each of us. I think just like a master playlist of maybe like 10 to 15 tracks. If you want to add more, awesome, but I think that's a good kind of safe thing. And like I said, I'm going to add a couple of like things I would like to see in those playlists, just in terms of like some more specific things we could talk about. But yeah, I think I want to do a music episode because that would be fun.
Yeah, so YouTube Music, you don't need to be paying for premium to use. So you can make a playlist and it will be available. So like, I'm down for that.
I think it'll just be the easiest because I think we all use YouTube, and that's easy enough to throw a playlist together really quick. So
I agree with that. Cool.
No,
I'm
actually,
excited.
I've been thinking about this since the last time you brought it up, and like if you didn't this time, this was going to be my homework assignment next time.
I think we've all had
hell
this
yeah.
as a homework assignment in our head, so I'm glad we're finally collectively getting there.
Yeah, I'm
So-
excited.
yeah,
So, Brig, yes, in the Discord, just tell us what your parameters are for the playlist, and then we'll basically, go from there. And then I would say have a deadline for having that done by, say, end of this week before we do the next show.
yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
Give us enough time to like get the playlist together and then send them to each other, and then have us all have a chance
And
to listen
listen.
to them.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Perfect.
Sounds
Awesome.
good. Well, anyways, that's our show for the day. I am TCK Media on most platforms. You can find that Seth23 on the Tiki of Takis every now and again. And then we have the Raccoon Loon herself, Bree. Don't know what the status is on Game Birds, but I'm looking forward to when it finally comes back from the dead.
Me neither. Imagine I'm waving right now.
It's just like, that's our show, and we'll see you guys next time.